the 72 Olympic that we saved from the scrapyard. That's going to be coming up on the project list here. Now this sled looked pretty rough when I first saw it, but I think it's got potential. I mean, it's a true barn fresh sled. Well, we got the snow mojo going now. We're on a roll fixing things. Haven't even looked at this thing for a few months. Well, there it is, back in its natural habitat. We sprayed off most of the snow just with some compressed air because we didn't want that snow melting and affecting that grunge layer. I mean, that's vintage dust on there. I mean, talk about ambitious plans. This thing hasn't ran since who knows when. I haven't even really given it a thorough inspection to see what it needs. It's like 7:15 in the evening, and I'd like to go riding by tomorrow. We're running low on beer. I don't know what could possibly go wrong. I can't believe this plastic is held up, but looking for some ancient artifacts here. Ooh. Looks like nothing but a lonely old can of starting fluid. I better check to make sure that's not full. We don't want to blow up. Nah, it's empty. That is definitely a classy seat. So there's at least 2 layers of duct tape on that. I don't know if we can do much better than that. Maybe put a third on. It's not like we're going to actually recover it. Man, even the plywood's in pretty decent shape. I'm going to take a wild guess and say that the rear brake lights aren't going to work. I say a couple of bungee cords ought to hold that seat down just fine. Can't believe how solid the tunnel is even on this. I mean, my old 71 TNT is pretty well shot. This thing's nice, and this was getting thrown away, going to the scrapyard. Maybe it's not a tilt hood. Oh, it's just got the latch in there. Okay, it isn't a tilt hood. So I guess that it's supposed to be a hinged hood, but it's just missing the pins. The supports down there on the plastic actually, I mean, they're chipped off in a couple of places, but I think they'll still hold. I gotta quit poking around at stuff. It never improves the problem. I don't know how, but those fuel lines are actually still soft and flexible. And they don't even look like they're cracking at all. So, I mean, I think we're forced to roll the dice and see if those will still work. Wow, gas tank has a minimum amount of grunge in it. The old $3.99. This is a restoration now. Oh, look at the cute little HR carburetor. Oh. Feels like it's down on compression on one cylinder. Alright, now the real moment of truth. Seeing what those track drivers look like. Those either wheels are pretty mint. Oh yeah. Those are speed rated for at least 30. I think the rest will hold. So back to those drivers. Well, I don't know how long they're going to last, but we'll give them a shot, I guess. Don't have much to lose. I mean, I've ridden on worse. That's the inside of the track. The outside of the track looks pretty decent, actually. Heck, we might even throw some grease in all them idler wheels. Boy, look at them skis. I mean, they've even got usable wear bars on them, and they're not rusted out. So we're going to start with spraying down just everything we may ever possibly need to take apart with some PB Blaster. And yeah, still the pinpoint spray. So we'll aim it away from the face and see if we can do this left-handed. Aiming for that rear adjuster bolt back there. Bam! They should make this an Olympic sport. Alright, well that means we can continue on here. So I have yet to really figure out how you're supposed to ride one of these, like, you know, really old mid-mount sleds. They've always got these stirrups on the running boards. Like, I think you hook the back of your foot, and like this is actually like riding mode. You know, you put your feet all the way up here when you're in coming home from the bar and don't care mode, because there ain't no way you're leaning to like not roll over. And back here is like break your ankle mode, in case when you do roll over. Oh man, it's got these oddball length plugs in it. So we, you know, pulled each plug individually, and it seems like PTO side might be a little bit down on compression, but it may have enough to pop off. Maybe the rings are just rusted. We'll let that PB Blaster soak in, see what happens. Who knows? Might be taking the motor apart. Actually have spark. Decent spark on the mag side. Maybe a little bit weak spark on the PTO side, but who knows? Maybe that'll clean itself up after, if we can get her to pop over. Hot dang. That might be the original belt on her. And that might be the original belt that stays on her. So, I really want to say that the low compression on the one side is just from, you know, a stuck ring from rust, but it's probably like a smeared piston or something. We'll do all this work and then find out it only runs on one, but that's how it goes, I guess. It's a good luck can. Well, while in the process of trying to just pull the muffler off, it's kind of disintegrating in front of my eyes. So, I don't think there's any chance of saving that one. So after throwing this exhaust out into the scrap pile, I realized that I might actually need it for the header flange connectors there. Oh man. That's pretty tore up. Well, maybe. I got these pieces of flex pipe. They were the wrong size for a project. I ordered them a while back. They've been sitting ever since. And they're probably the wrong size for this project too. But it's what we got available, so we're going to have to make it work somehow. And unfortunately, that's probably how it's going to end up. The brakes might need some adjustment. Well, it's probably hard to see from this angle. But down there you can kind of see the crankshaft and the PTO seal area. And as I was, you know, starting to pull the carb off to go through it, I happened to glance down there, and it really looks like the PTO seal is kind of bad. Man, that sucks. I wasn't really feeling like taking the whole engine down to the bottom end, but at this point I think that's what we might be doing. That would certainly explain why the PTO side's down on compression. I guess this is going to be a two-part video. I think I'm running out of motivation on getting this thing ready for tomorrow morning, so we're going to have to call it a night. I mean, I gotta get up early and go for pancakes in the morning.